Hi, this is Crystal from Crystallized Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to work the two straps on the Branwen slipper. Right now I have two different color yarns for both the straps, so it's easier to see which strap goes where. I've attached my yarn in the front loop closest to the heel and chained 130. What I like to do is I like to make the working yarn large. That way we can adjust by adding or reducing chains, and it's easier to slip stitch to the last front loop. So I'm just going to go ahead and thread my needle. It doesn't have to look pretty. So I'm just going to create loops now, and I'm going to work from the bottom to the top. I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and work into the fourth front loop of the slipper. From the bottom up. May be difficult to pull through. And I'm going to make loops. So there's one. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 and work into the fourth. Get it like so. So I have 2 loops. You're going to want more loop here. As the foot gets smaller, you're going to want smaller loops. 1, 2, 3 from the bottom up. And I keep getting hooked on my heel. 1, 2, 3, fourth loop. Nope, I pulled that too tight. Alright. So, I have 4 loops, so I can take my yarn needle off. I can add my hook, and I'm just going to slip stitch into the last loop. So I have 3 loops, or 5 loops, excuse me, 5 loops on this side of the slipper. Now turning it around, I'm going to do the same thing. I already have my large working yarn loop here. I'm going to add my yarn to my yarn needle, and I'm going to repeat the process. But before I go ahead and loop that through there, I'm going to work on this side, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to loop it through the backmost loop, and then I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3 into the fourth. Again, working from the bottom up. Okay, so now coming up, I'm going to loop it into the next loop. Back around, I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, work into the fourth loop. Working through the next loop on the opposite side, skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, working into the fourth. One, 2, 3, working into the fourth. Ooh, almost lost my yarn. Okay, so for the last one, again, this is where, okay, so I don't have really enough, so I have to play with the loops, and they can easily be adjusted. Still need a little more. That loop right there seems to be big. So I'm just going ahead and adjusting as need be. I can take off my yarn needle. I can put my working loop back on, and I'm just going to slip stitch. So this is where, if it feels too tight on now, you could either add chains or reduce chains. But I feel the 130 really works well with my foot. If you chain too tight or too loose, you may want to adjust it as well. So I slip stitch to that furthest to the toe front loop, And now you can go ahead and you can play with them, but these look pretty even. You want kind of where they join in the middle. And again, you're gonna want more loop up here because that's closer to the ankle where you're gonna want more room compared to down there. So it's just kind of a play with it now until you get it the way you want it to fit. And that's how to work the straps on the Branwen slipper.